Good, good. What's going on, folks? This is Deck Plate Tone with another live stream. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to all you guys that see this on the what do you call it? Shout out to everybody that see this on the replay. That's what I meant to say. And then shout out to everybody that see this throughout the years. And thank you for all my subscribers, all my supporters, even the ones that don't support, even the ones that hate. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all you guys. This live stream is for anybody who wants things simple in the Navy, right? You trying to figure out Navy life, you want it to be simple, I made this live stream for you. All right. So New Year's, I didn't get a chance to do this last year, but last week because I was a little bit sick. But here is on this one. So in this one, I'm gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna talk about what you should take care of before you go to boot camp, what you should take care of before you go on deployment. And then I'm also gonna give a little stories and stuff from my experience, because I tell you, before I took care of, before I went to boot camp, before I went on deployment, I didn't take care of a lot of stuff, and it bit me. I can't even lie, it bit me. And so I want to share that stuff for you guys, so y'all don't make the same mistakes that I did. And yeah, let's get into it. All right. So, oh yeah, and by the way, all right, whoever like it, man, this is going to be really helpful for you, right? So just make sure that you watch it all the way, and then let me know if you have any questions, all right? And for anybody that I need a comm check. Is my comm check set? Is it good? Is it not good? I mean, I'm seeing this little Wi-Fi thing here, and I can't really tell. It look like it's not good, it's not good, or it's good. I don't know. Maybe I should be watching the replays of my live streams. Anyway, don't matter. All right, so we are gonna go straight into it. All right, so I want to take care of. Let's do this one first. All right, what you should take care of boot camp. Let's talk about this. All right, this one is super important, right? Because I'm gonna go back. Let's tell my story a little bit. So I had joined the Navy, right? I said, "Oh, I joined the Navy, supported, whatever they be saying." Right? You take the oath and all that stuff, and then I went straight to boot camp, right? I didn't know what the hell. I just said I'm going, right? And I actually went earlier than I was supposed to go, right? I had to get out of, town. I had to get away from the wife. I had to get away from everybody, so I just, shout out boot camp. The detailer hit me up. I mean, not detailer. The recruiter hit me up one day. He said, "Hey, you want to go to boot camp? You can go earlier." I said, "Okay, cool." All right. But I didn't prepare anything. I didn't know what to prepare, right? I was thinking I was going to be living where I was going to be living forever, right? So stupid. All right. So, I shipped out and I did boot camp and did A school. When I got out, everything was crazy. I mean, everything was crazy. So I was like, how could I have prevented this? Like I was in boot camp. At the time, my wife, she had no idea what to do. She lost all the damn car titles. She lost important paperwork, all this stuff. And then we got to move from New York to DC out of nowhere. So like I always thought about that story, and I said, "Damn, what could we have done to prevent all this crazy stuff from happening?" You know what I mean? Because you going from New York to DC, we got no family, we got no friends in the area and stuff like that, and we just up and moving. We got no important paperwork. We pretty much lost everything. You know what I mean? And we are starting all over. But if we would have just had somebody like me, honestly, that give them a little bit of game, we would have been all right. But I didn't have that, and so I want to go over this stuff right here. So one of the first things that I really think that you should do, if you like, just before you go to boot camp, one thing you should take care of, you should get you like a lockbox or something, right? Get a lockbox, get all your important paperwork, all your important documents, birth certificates. I'm talking your car titles, car insurance cards, everything, banking information, all that stuff, stock, bond, paperwork, all that stuff. Put it all in a lockbox. And like, if you have that right there, I'm telling you, that'll save you so much, because when you get orders, right, you're going to get orders, and then the Navy just going to uproot you, and they're going to take you somewhere else. That's what happens sometimes, unfortunately. But, and a lot of people think, "Oh, it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up." It can be, but sometimes it's our fault. That was all my fault. You know what I'm saying? It was my fault for a couple reasons. The recruiters and different people asked me, do you have any questions? Do you know what you're doing? Like, you have any questions, any concerns? I said no. I was like, oh no, yeah, I can figure it out, but I didn't even know what I didn't even know. All right, so that's one of the main things. And the reason why the car title thing was so important for me, yo, we went from New York to DC, right? We got our car and stuff, and registration time fell at this particular time, right? Registration time come there, and we don't have the car title. We can't re-register the car, nothing, right? At that time, I don't know if things have changed now. So guess what? We end up losing the damn car, right? And I was like, damn, man, like I've been in Great Lakes all this time, and what happened? What, like, and I was mad at her. She was mad at me because I was away at boot camp, and I was like, so that's something I really, really, really regret, and I wish I would have knew better on that. So step one, get you a lockbox, get all your important paperwork and stuff, gather that up, get your wife or your girlfriend, and make sure y'all both know where this stuff is. That's what I would take care of first. Number two, like I would take care of your plans for your furniture and all that stuff, right? Reason you want to take care of that, you don't know. You have no idea, right? When your first PCS and stuff like that, you need to disclose your concerns with like your recruiter or whoever it is that you'll be talking to, right? Because everything gonna go fast for you. You're gonna go from your hometown, you're gonna go to Maps, you're gonna go to Great Lakes. From Great Lakes, you're gonna go to your service school or A school or whatever, and who knows where that's gonna be. After that, you're gonna PCS to your first duty station, right? It might be on a ship or it might be shore duty. In any case, you're not going to be able to have all your stuff. So you might want to think about a storage unit or something like that. If you married, it's way different. If you marry, you can still have that like storage unit and stuff like that. But the only thing is you'll be able to get your stuff later. If you single, I hate to say it, but you kind of assed out like a wedgie, honestly, a little bit, just a little bit. But let's see. I think so for a single person, honestly, I wouldn't even bring a whole bunch of stuff. And it depends on how young you are. If you're young, straight out of high school, you've been living with the family all your time, then I mean, you could leave that stuff at home. But if you like a single guy or a single girl or something, and you just like, all right, I got my apartment and I'm a grown up already, and I'm joining the Navy, then you got to think about storage and stuff like that. But there's a chance that you could get funding. Let's say, for instance, if you're single, right? You got your girlfriend or your fiance, you join the Navy or something like that, right? And then you decide, all right, you know what, baby, we've been rocking it out. Let's make this official and get married, right? After you get to your first service school or something like that, now you can get some funding so that you can, get your household goods moved to a certain area. Of course, you got to request something like that, but it's possible to do that. So I think I would take care of that. Make sure your housing is good, because you got to think about housing, your housing, personal effects and stuff like that. That's your life. That's your life, and that makes you comfortable. So if you don't take care of that, I'm telling you, you're gonna be sad as hell, man. And I say this for a reason. I say this because I've moved so many times. I've moved so many times, and I can't tell you where any of my stuff is. Right, the first time I moved, like the very very first time I moved, I don't know where it. Like I can't even tell you where anything is from my first place, from where I ever moved at. Then even my second place, you would think I would have figured it out by then, but no, I still screwed that up. And the only thing I needed to do was just put something in storage. Like by the time like you get to your first duty station, really, you can put your shit in government storage. I was just being lazy, honestly. So, me and my spouse at the time, we was just, young and just wild and free, and just, we was making a lot of money too. So we wasn't really paying attention to that stuff. We was just doing everything else. So, but that's my fault. All right. Let's see. What's another thing that I would take care of before I join boot camp? Oh, yeah, yeah. I think that before you join boot camp, you should really take care of like the studying and stuff, right? So you should really take care of like getting all your study material in order, learning your ranks, getting your mind right and stuff, learning, all that stuff. That way, as soon as you get to boot camp, you'll do that little pre-military test stuff, and then boom, you get another rank. Or you could, focus on like naval history and all that stuff. I would take care of all of that, to keep your mind at ease. That way, when you graduate, you got the highest rank that you can get before your time in service start building up and you wait for your next pay grade. That's what I would do. All right. So another thing that I would take care of, because you got to think about family and stuff like that, right? All right. So we talked about the housing stuff, right? All your personal effects. We talked about all your important documents and stuff like that, right? I would start thinking about family. Like I would start taking care of or start disclosing with your family, like, hey, I might be in a situation. This is for one if you have children, right? I would start identifying family members that might be able to help you take care of your children and stuff like that. Because in the Navy, sometimes, like, especially if you're at sea duty or at a place where you have circumstances where you can't find a babysitter or stuff like that, then you need a family care plan. I would start talking to family members like, hey, if Navy ever call on me or they need me to do X, Y, and Z, would you be able to be a custodian for my kids? I would start identifying that type of stuff. So I would talk to your brothers, your mothers, your sisters, whoever, and just say, hey, while the Navy has me at sea duty, can you take care of my kid or whatever? I would start identifying that type of person right there. And then another thing I would take care of before I start boot camp is making sure you get what do you call it? A power of attorney. That is so underrated. Get you a power of attorney, right? Because your spouse, your fiance, or whoever, you need somebody to stand in line for you sometimes, and they come up out of nowhere to sign legal documents for you, right? If you in boot camp or you away, people are not going to be able to speak on your behalf legally and stuff like that. So you might want to get a power of attorney, give it to your spouse or your girlfriend or your fiance or whoever, and make sure they have that. That way they can take care of stuff on your part, right? Let's say what else? You got some kind of important documents where you get paid or whatever, right, and they need you to sign off on that so you get some money. It's a real situation that happened. A sailor, he had like a payout, I guess, for some money or whatever that he was supposed to get, and he was unavailable and his wife couldn't sign for him. If he had that power of attorney, he would be good, so he missed out on a good amount of money. So you should definitely having a power of attorney. And that way, you can also like have your partner take care of a lot of things that need to be taken care of around the house. So let's say if you are the person and you on every title, you on every deed and stuff like that, I'm telling you, companies they will not talk to your partner. They will not talk to your spouse. They won't do anything on your behalf. They don't care that you're in boot camp. They don't care that you're in the Navy, the military. They don't care about none of that. Right? So do yourself a favor and get that power of attorney and stuff like that. So that way, you have home life running smoothly while you taking care of business. That's what I would do. Let's see. What's another one? Hey, shout out to all you guys. Shout out to everybody that's been joining the live stream this far. For the future, I'm gonna do these live streams every Thursday about 7:30. I'm on CP time a little bit, so I'm a little bit late. But shout out to you guys. Thank you for your patience and stuff like that. Shout out to whoever this is in the live. Let me go to the chat real quick just to see if anything is up. And thank you guys for joining the chat. How you guys doing? Who is this in the chat, by the way? Let me see. Let me see. I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure this out. But shout out to you guys. But let's see. Huh? Let me see. Damn it. All right. I don't know what the hell to do with that. All right. I'm trying to. Let's see. How can I get to my chat? I can't even see anything in the chat. All right. Well. All right. Well. Let's move on. All right. Let's see. What's another thing that I think that I would take care of in boot camp? Before boot camp. Let's see. So we talked about the power of attorney. We talked about also making sure that you got some important documents set up. We talked about care plans for your family, right? Making sure you identify that. That way, it's not it's a surprise to your family and stuff if you ever need family care plan. What else did we talk about? We talked about making sure that you identify personal effects and stuff like that. Plan for your personal effects. What else? I would definitely make sure that you get the contact information for your damn recruiter. Save that joint in your phone. Save it in your phone because you're gonna be reaching back, and after you in the Navy, you want to send them a message right after you go through boot camp. Send them a message and say, "Hey, you know what? You really lied to me. I really appreciate it. Because the detail is, oh damn, I mean, the recruiters, they're not going to be super honest with you. So make sure that you save their contact number because you're going to have to send them a message and let them know how you feel. All right. So let's see. I think those are the main things that I would do before preparing the boot camp. Oh yeah, and another one that I touched on is making sure that your mind is right as far as things that you need to learn, like focus on your military knowledge, professional military knowledge, basic military knowledge, I should say, basic naval history and stuff like that. Oh, here we go. All right. Oh, what's that? I'm Rome and I'm 31 going to OCS in late January. What's up, man? You going to OCS? Whoa, congratulations, man. Well, let's shout out to you, right? All right. Oh, Adrian, what's up? Shout out to you, Adrian. You said, am I RDC? Nah, I'm not an RDC. Nah, I can't do that, man. I don't think I could ever do RDC. That's not the move for me. What's up? Where y'all from? Shout out to you. All right, Rome. You say you going to OCS. So what's your rate now? And then Adrian Avila. Where you at? Where you guys at? And what questions do you guys have? So I know Ray, I know you in the Navy, but what about you, Adrian? It sounds like you are. I mean, how you know what an RDC? You said how do you become a RDC? All right, so this is how you become an RDC. You become an RDC, you're gonna have to apply for it in some cases, but it's a special program. So the Navy is going to sort of select you. They're going to pre-select you for RDC, right? You can apply for it through My Navy Assignments, and then they're going to put you through a screening process. So they give you a screening form. You take that form, you take it throughout your command. They want to screen to make sure that you fit, make sure you never got in trouble, and make sure your clearance is good, your security clearance is good. I have a lot of people come to me for their security clearances usually. And then most people, honestly, I mean, they pass the screening on the security screening. So if you can stay fit, you never been in trouble, and then you got a good clearance, then typically you'll pass it. You going to Rhode Island instead of Chicago. Tony, that's my man. MVP, my man MVP Tony. What's up, man? Shout out to you, Tony. All right, let's see. Hold on. Let me get back to your comment. All right, so you said Ray, you say you going to Rhode Island? Oh, word. That's the parent command right there, Rhode Island. All right, let me see. Ray, you have a bachelor degree, so your recruiter preferred me not to enlist, and you from LA. Okay, shout out to LA. We got LA in the building. All right, so all right, Ray. So what do you? So you all right, what kind of Navy lifestyle do you want? I should say that. At least said OCS, and that's Officer Candidate School. Being an officer, it could be pretty good. Officers Some officers get paid more money, but the life of officer and the life of enlisted, sheesh. I'll say that. All right. So, Adrian, you say you in Norfolk. That's the best place in the Navy besides Virginia. But you in Norfolk, you in TPU. You at your first squadron. You waiting for your first squadron to come back. Okay. Adrian, shout out to you, man. Shout out. You the best rate in the Navy, man. Shout out, man. Yeah, I'm a YN too, man. I'm a YNC. So we talk. Hey, Tony. Hey, give me your perspective on this. We talking about what are we talking about? All right. Let me get back to that. All right. What you should do before boot camp. All right. What you should take care of before boot camp. All right. Let me get this back. And let me get back to the comments real quick though. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. All right. So Avila is YN. Shout out to you. Shout out. All right. Billy, you said this your first year. So how long you been in the Navy for? All right. And you said, did I promote fast? I sure did. I did promote fast. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been in 13 years now, so I mean, I'm getting old now. So I mean, I promoted fast, but now I'm like, whatever. All right, Tony, you said you're a gunner. You got you get to shoot shit. I ain't mad at that. I was a gunner on deployment and stuff like that. Billy, you know how you succeed on a yeoman rate? I'm gonna keep it dead real with you. How you succeed on a yeoman rate? Look at every yeoman that got higher rank than you, and stick around them. Do what they do, and then also study. Your bread and butter is studying. All right. If you can study, I'm telling you, you can make rank fast as shit. All right. I got 2 videos on how to make rank fast as shit. All right. I didn't hit the studying yet. That those videos are more towards like if you trying to make chief. But if you study, I'm telling you, you make rank fast as hell. All right. How do you succeed at the yeoman rate? All right. Yeah. Since August, you went to boot camp. Yeah. All right. So when you want a false military ID because you were just a teenager, you paid the wine. No, the hell you did. Nah, yeoman is upstanding. Don't you be spreading that nonsense, Tony. Don't you be spreading that nonsense. Hey, but Ray, you say you going to OCS, Ray. So what kind of lifestyle you want to live, boss? Do you want to what kind, man? I mean, if you go on to OCS, I tell you, it's a little bit challenging, but you'll be all right. You'll be all right. But if not, okay, you going as a supplier, so you going as a suppo or aerospace manager. All right, so if you go as a suppo, my brother, he's a CS right now, and he got a suppo. I'm telling you, man, suppos they do a lot of work, man. They do a lot of work for supply. Supply is a crazy game, but it that don't mean that you shouldn't do it. If you like a challenge, if you like logistics, if you like inventory, if you like numbers, if you like organization, then being a suppo is not a bad deal, right? Especially, and if you a suppo on a ship, you like a demigod, So aerospace maintenance, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I can't crack that one. I don't even know how to spell it. All right, so Tony, we going back to this. So Tony, he's saying that yeoman pay him. Nah, no, he didn't, man. Get out of here. All right, Tony, let's see. Hold on, let me see. All right, Adrian, hold on. All right, hold on. I got you. Let me answer your question real quick, Adrian. You said so. Adrian said, "Can he switch?" All right, here. Let me see. Adrian said, "Can he switch to active reserves after his 4-year contract?" All right, can you switch to active reserves after your 4-year contract? Let's see. After your 4-year contract, yes, you can. But the Navy just released a what do you call it? Navy just released like a new policy regarding that stuff right there. So let me see. Damn. I want to say short answer is you can, but you have to still do your reserve time. So originally when you sign up, right, you know that you really sign up for like 8 years, right? But I mean, it's for those inactives, then the rest reserves. And a lot of people forget about that. So they do the active time, they get out, and then they say F the Navy, FTN, boom, and they're gone. But then the Navy is saying, oh, hey, bring your ass back. You still gotta do 4 years. And I mean, what you doing for 4 years? You going a week and a month, maybe. You showing up for muster. You showing up to do military training. It's not a big deal. I mean, but that's just something to be that's something to be aware of, Adrian. So I hope that understand that. All right. So all right, Ray, he said his bachelor degree is in information systems and security. I'll tell you. So why don't you? You should try. What do you? What's the name of those officers? Why don't you try to be like? Damn, what's the name of those officers? Information systems officer. Why don't you just do that? Or a security officer or something. All right. I mean, I'm a security officer, but you would probably be a better security officer than me because I'm only a security officer because Navy just they needed somebody to be a security officer. All right. But if you went to school for it, then it's way better. All right. Let's see. So, Adrian, you said since you miss home, what do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, okay. So you're in Norfolk right now. How long you been away from home, Adrian? All right. And Tony says you do duty in Vietnam, come back, and you can't legally drink in a Tony, don't worry. Things are gonna change, man. Don't you stick around for a little bit. All right. All right. Now, Adrian says, "Are you deployed on a DDG?" I wasn't deployed on a DDG. I was deployed on a cruiser, the USS Villa Gulf, and then I also did a deployment on uh, two on what's the name of the ship? The USS Baham Rashard. All right, and Adrian, it's your first year. Okay, hey, let me tell you, man. That being your first year in the Navy, the first year in the Navy is the hardest year in the Navy. But afterwards, man, I'm telling you, everything else it goes by so fast. It is so good, man. I'm telling you. So be encouraged, man. But then, yes, after your 4 years of active duty, you can go on to the reservists and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you too. I understand. I miss my family too. The first year was the hardest year in the Navy, but every year after that, things were easy, man. And how it is now, I'm not Joe Navy or nothing like that, but I like what I do. I love the business, and the business is good because the people are good. I'm telling you, right? Like let's see. Yeah. So, that's my take on that right there. All right, let's see. Hey, if you guys haven't already, if you guys are getting some enjoyment or some kind of value in the stuff that I'm putting out, I make videos. I'm gonna be doing these live streams every week. All you guys on the replay, make sure that you guys subscribe to the page and also hit a like if this is valuable to you guys. All right, so hold on. Let me catch up. Let me catch up. All right. All right. So Tony, hold on. You said you found out yesterday military contracts are 8 years. Yep. Yep, that's right. Yeah, it was. Yep, it's 8 years. That's a fact. Right. So four active, four to the reserve. All right. Adrian, you said which countries did I deploy to? All right. So I deployed to freaking Korea. Like we went to Yemen. We went to fucking. I've been all over the Pacific. You know, been in Malaysia. What else? I visited Bali or Indonesia. What else? Australia. Where else? A few places. I'm sure I'm probably missing some. But yeah, those are the main ones right there. I think all of those. So I mean, I ain't been all over the place like let's say Tony here. Tony, he probably been everywhere, but I've been to some places. All right. Yeah, but and I've been different places in the Middle East and stuff, but they was on at sea and stuff. All right, so let's see. All right, 2 years inactive. Let's see. Adrian, you got another one. Have you been stationed on the East Coast? Yeah, I was stationed in Norfolk. That's where my ship was, the USS Villa Gulf. It was stationed in Norfolk. So I mean, the ship just decommissioned like last year, but I was on Norfolk, and I'm telling you, Adrian, the Villa Gulf, Norfolk, that's one of the best places you can be. Honestly, the food is good. Listen, man, the food is real good. The ship life out there is not too bad. Y'all guys deployed to some pretty dope ass places, and it's picking up again. So when you go to sea, you deploy to some dope ass places, man. I'm telling you. So I know it's the first year, but just just trust me on this, right? Just relax. Get around some good friends, get around good like-minded people, people that make your life good, make life enjoyable, and you're gonna enjoy being at sea and stuff. Or you're gonna enjoy being in the Navy when you're around the right people. Remember that the Navy is a people business. It's a people business. The Navy is only good if the people are good. So if you surround yourself with the right people, you'll be all right. If you surround yourself with a whole bunch of shitty people, your experience is always going to be shitty. That's why I do not hang around shitty people. And I rock with everybody, but my circle very small. Very tight circle because you listen. I'm trust me on this, right? When I had my worst times in the Navy, I'm gonna tell you, my worst times in the Navy, I was around a whole bunch of people that actually hated my fucking guts. And I used to try to fit in with them, but they didn't fucking like me. So it is what it is. All right, so oh yeah, let's see. Let's see. All right, what did Tony say? He said he screwholed the woman. Oh man. I'm not listening to Tony, man. I can't be doing that. All right, Ray, shout out to you, man. Of course, man. Of course. Yeah, because yo, and I'm telling you, hey Ray, I'm gonna tell you this about being married, man, in the Navy. When you make your decisions, please make sure that you include your spouse, man. All right. I know everybody gonna tell you, oh yeah, wife didn't come in your sea bag and all that shit. That don't matter. That do not matter. Right? From my experience, I'm telling you straight up, your partner is everything in all the decisions you make when it comes to the Navy, right? And I know that's corny because it don't sound cool. But if you want your life to be simple, include your spouse, include your partner, include them on everything. Tell them everything. Because I'm gonna tell you, right? Especially if you have a woman or whatever, they are so fucking smart, man. They're so smart and they know more than you. I'm telling you. You can tell them everything about your Navy service and stuff like that, and they would take it, regurgitate, and make it so easy. You know, a lot of my friends and stuff that have their wives involved in their lives, they make life so easy for them. So that's good, man. Make sure that you keep on paying attention to your wife, man. All right. So Tony, he says Seventh Fleet sees more action. I think Fifth Fleet sees more action. All right, whorehouses and all right, we not all right. Hey, I can't be doing that, man. All right, let's see. Where should I get my first car? All right, Adrian, you in what do you call it right now? You in Virginia right now, right? This is advice nobody gave me. All right, so if you want to get your first car, there is a dealership that a lot of military go to called Priority. I would go check out Priority or check out CarMax. But if cars is not that important to you, I don't know how old you are, I don't know your money situation. If cars are not that important to you, I would try to buy a car, a used car, and something without a car note and stuff like that. What's your pay grade right now, Adrian? What's your pay grade? Because watch this. Because if your pay grade is kind of low and stuff, and I know it's nice to have a nice new car and all this stuff. A car is a car is a car. Not that serious, right? I talked about it in one of my previous videos. 10 things I wish I knew before I joined the Navy, or when I joined the Navy. You don't need a brand new car, but if you do want one, you want a good deal, go to Priority Car or go to CarMax or something like that. All right. Or go to Navy Federal. If you go to Navy Federal is partnered with Enterprise, right? Enterprise have the fleets of cars, the rentals and stuff like that, and they sell them to Navy Federal for a small price. Navy Federal will give you a good deal, good APR and all that stuff on a car, but get it used. I'm telling you straight up. All right. like I said, guys, earlier, right? If you guys, and I hope this stuff is making sense. If it's making sense, make sure that you guys like, make sure that you guys subscribe, show some support to the page to help the channel grow. I'm working on videos. I'm trying to go double time. I'm trying to go all in this time around. So shout out to you guys. All right, let's see. Let's get back to it. All right. Let's see what the rest of the comments is. Hey, thank you guys for all your feedback and stuff so far. Thank you for your questions. I really appreciate it. It's making the content pretty good. All right, so let's see. All right, who else? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? All right. All right, Tony, you say your ship had a tight crew. It was hard to establish. What do you mean by that? Fleet sailors or pirates at heart. Yeah, I agree. Damn, Tony, you spelling a lot of stuff wrong. Navy is work hard, play hard. I think I get where you're going. Okay, Adrian, you're E3. All right, so yeah, so of course you're gonna be a grown up and do what you do, but I'm not sure what E3s are making right now. You know, all right, so yeah, you made $600 a month. Oh, okay, that's Tony. My bad. All right, so back to Adrian. So Adrian, you're E3, right? You're E3. I don't know how much money you're making, but it's probably not a whole bunch. And a car note or in car insurance, I'm sure it take a significant portion out of your money and stuff every month and stuff like that. So what if you could choose the car and if you could not have a car payment, wouldn't it be a little better to do that? I don't know, it's something to think about, right? That way you could take that money, that car payment money, and put it towards an investment or something like that, So that's what I would do. I wish I would have knew that when I first joined the Navy. God, right? I would be a millionaire. I mean, one day though, right? And then Tony, you said that you made 600 a month, E4 at 4 years. Damn, man, that's I think Adrian he make 600 every week or something like that, man. Damn. I don't know. Maybe not. I think he actually make a lot more than that though. All right, let's see. You said most crews are not tight. They fight each other. Captain officers and chiefs usually set the tone of a ship. This is facts. That's facts. That's a fact right there, right? So Tony said most crews are not tight. They fight each other, captains and officers, and even chiefs. They set the tone on the ship. This is very true. This is very true. This is very true, man. All right, so shout out to you guys. So I'm read up on the comments and things like that. What do you guys think I should add to this list? Right? What do you guys think I should add to this list? All right, what else should you do before going to boot camp? What else do you think you should take care of before you go to boot camp? Do you guys have any thoughts about that? Any comments? If you guys got comments or anything like that, let me know. Right? Put something in there that'll help somebody else in the community. All right. So without further ado, let's go on to deployment. All right. What should you take care of before deployment? Let's talk about that one. All right. Now, before we get into that one, I want to give another thing. All right. So my second deployment, maybe even third deployment, right? It was deployment 2020. Deployment 2020, COVID just hit. The world is in disarray, right? And we are on deployment. I got no communications with my lady. And there, what happened? I had some water damage in the house, significant water damage. Alarms going crazy. The ceiling is coming down. And, I get an email and I get a whole bunch of pictures of my ceiling. This is brand new house now, right? From the attic, the rain went from the attic, went all the way down, and it's just water just leaking into the bedroom and stuff like that. My fiance is like, Tony, what are we gonna do? What happened to the damn ceiling? And we got to get service masters to fix it and blah 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 blah, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, just call these people up. We'll take care of it, and no big deal. I'm at sea. It's a global pandemic. I haven't seen land in forever. Take care of it. All right, so what happened? All right, so she tries to get the service master guys to come out and take care of the damage, the water damage, and they can't. They're like, well, we need Mr. Bradley to give us that information. She's like, well, he's on deployment right now. They're like, oh, well, tough fucking luck. I guess you won't be able to get your water damage fixed. And she was pissed, right? And I couldn't do anything about it. So what did I have to do? I had to make sure. And the thing is, I didn't do this something that they tell you to do. They give you a pre-deployment brief and a pre-deployment brief, and I did not take care of the power of attorney. If I would have had the power of attorney, it would have been such an easy fix, and it would have saved me a little bit of money. I ain't gonna front. I only paid like $800 to get it fixed because one of my friends, he was really good with he was really handy. So, but I could have saved like about $1,000, man. I said 800, 800, 1,000, the same thing, right? I could have saved that if I would have just got the power of attorney, right? So it brings me to my first one. If you are about to go on deployment and stuff, one of the most important things you got to do, get you a power of attorney, right? It's the same thing for the boot camp situation. Once you are away, you are away. You are away. If you have your name on something or you own something and somebody needs to take care of it for you, your friend, your fiance, your wife, anybody, they're not going to be able to take care of it. So get a power of attorney so that way life is good, you know? And I'll tell you, if the home is not good, you're not going to be good. I promise you, you won't. All right. So, yeah, let's go to the comments for a little bit. All right. All right, Tony, what else you talking about over here? All right, Tony, he says, all right, do 4 years in the Marines, Navy service is a breeze. Yeah. Nah, that's not true. Yeah, it is. I ain't gonna sit there and say Navy service is hard. Navy service is easy as hell, man. All right, marriage and military service do not go well together. Most chiefs on my ship, they were divorced 2 to 3 times each. All right, all right, here, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't agree with that, Tony. I'm gonna tell you why. All right, marriage and military do not serve well together. That's false. I think that it can work, but here's the thing: the sailors, right? Us sailors, right? We got this mentality as sailors that when we go overseas or we go to all these countries and see all these beautiful women, women, we just got to have them, right? And we forget about our partners, we forget about our spouses and stuff like that, and we indulge, honestly, right? And I say it because I've done it. You know what I'm saying? So we do that, and we say screw back home, and that's what gets us divorced. When in reality, honestly, like yeah, and I get it. It's hard to fight that temptation and not do that stuff, but at the same time, yeah, I think about some of the stuff that I did throughout the years, and if I could take it all back, I would. Right? If I could take all the cheating and stuff that I did before, I would take that stuff back. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? All right. I think about all the women that I mess with and stuff, overseas and all these places. Where are they at now? Right? I can't even remember them. Can't even remember them. And then honestly, the people that you hurt and stuff like that, they're gonna be in some fashion in your corner. So we talked about the Chiefs, right? So you said the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs in the comments, right? They're divorced on a ship 2 and 3 times each. All right, but they're still dealing with people that that's still in their lives. Those people that they cheated with, they're far gone, right? They have kids and all that stuff with these people that they cheated on and stuff like that, and that's what happens. Marriage and military, it actually can work. It can work. You can have military service and be married, but you got to be faithful. It is what it is. You and it's the thing, right? And I'll tell you right now, I know why guys do what they do, right? It wasn't that case for me, but this is why they do it, right? People, they go to all these countries, see all these hot women and stuff, and they feel like kings and whatnot. Because usually, when you're in another country, they treat you like kings, they treat you like gods. And some guys, they're like, well, you know what? I mean, damn, I'm treated like this. She looked good. It's an easy done deal. I had one friend though. We went to some country and there was a whole bunch of women. I mean, a whole bunch of women. It was so much women that if you didn't do anything with anybody, something was wrong with you, right? I mean, and I'm not saying anybody was saying that, but there was so much, and they were all over us, right? Or their eyes were all over us. Honestly, we didn't really do anything, right? So it was so many of them, and I remember we had this one friend. And he's like, "Yo, we need to go and we need to do this and we need to do that." And one friend, he was one friend. He was like, "You know what? Like, I'm not gonna do anything. You know, like these women are nice, but you know, my wife is also nice too." You know, and if I can be honest, I'm thinking back to that circle of people. A lot of them, their wives and their girlfriends and their partners, they weren't really, you know, they wasn't really the best. You know what I'm saying? And but that brings me to another point about marriage and military service, right? If you marry and you in the military, and then you have your spouse, and you know you seeing all these people around, and you know they kind of beating your spouse out as far as looks department or whatever. Only thing you gotta do is just, I mean, and I'm saying it like it's easy. You should and take caution on this, but talk to your spouse, right? If she need to get in the gym, just say, hey, how about we go to the gym, right? Don't say, hey, you need to go in the gym, but let's say, hey, I'm thinking about going on a run today. You want to come with me? Or I'm thinking about bulking up. You want to do that with me? That's way better than saying, all right, you know what? Let me go cheat because like you're not the person that I fell in love with or something like that. Because we get it, we got spouses, we have partners, and sometimes they get comfortable. Sometimes we get comfortable, and then we start getting weighed, we start developing bad habits and stuff like that, and then we're not as desirable. But that person beside you, or that person that you start to get your eye for, it seems like, oh, that's what I want. It's not really what you want. It's just something. It's just something that it's like forbidden fruit. In the Bible, you got the forbidden fruit, and it's a good thing, but it was always bad for Adam and always bad for Eve. All right, and if you take that forbidden fruit, it's gonna put you in a position that you don't want to be in, right? In the Navy, when you in the military and stuff like that, people got what you call dependopotamuses and all this stuff, and people make a big joke on that stuff. Sometimes, some of us, we really just need to say, "Hey, you know what, baby? I would love if you just get in the gym." And honestly, I would love if you get in the gym because I've been looking at this woman, and I shouldn't be looking at her because honestly, I love you. I love you, but you fell off. You know what I'm saying? And that's a tough, it's a very tough conversation to have, but it's one that you need to have, especially if you love your partner. And I'm saying that because, I'm that kind of guy that, I mean, I don't mind saying it sometimes, but if I don't say it, then, or if you don't express yourself, like you want to end up in a situation that you don't want to be in. And honestly, sometimes it's a hard situation, a hard conversation. But if you guys love each other, if y'all love each other, y'all both got each other's heart, y'all gonna listen and y'all gonna do what you gotta do. So oh, my bad, man. All right. I know I just went on one tone. All right. All right. Yeah, they all did have girls in Super Pay. Yeah, I don't know. The wife is not always doing the same thing. I'm telling you, women are not really that. Not all women are like that, Tone. I'm telling you, right? You said the Chiefs on the ship, they were mostly World War II guys. They were a rough bunch. I get it, but you still don't have to do that. You was educated Catholic. Navy service destroyed my morals, which I'm grateful for this day. I mean, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian too. And do I drink? Do I cuss and stuff like that? Yeah, I do. I mean, I got my morals or morals or stuff like that. But I mean, we're not perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. Let's see. You say I'm not a recruiter or a preacher. Be rough, chief, and we'll ship it. Hey, I'm not a recruiter or a preacher. I'm not. I'm neither one of those. But you know what? I can be rough. I'm rough around the edges, man. I'll say that. Let's see. Go to the gym or I trade your ass. Hey, sometimes you gotta. I ain't gonna say you gotta say it like that. Whatever your way is, you say it like that. All right. Adrian, did I enlist in 2011? Nah, I enlisted in 2010. 2010, October 28, 2010. That put me a little over 13 years, man. All right. Tony, you served, damn, 71 through 75. And you still going strong, man. So thank you for your service, Tony. It's my MVP right there. Have you ever heard of any of your lower enlisted date online? You said, hold up. So you said, have you heard of any of your lower enlisted date online? I mean, come on, man. Of course. I mean, yeah, they use Tinder, they use Snapchat and all that stuff. Yep, yeah, I've seen it. So hey, shout out to you guys. Hey, thank you guys for your service. I know it's not easy. It takes a special kind of person, right? A special kind of person with courage and all that stuff to join the military. Yeah, dating online. Yo. All right, I'm gonna tell you this one story, man, about online dating, man. This right here, I swear it is true right now. All right, so um, me and my partner, we just happened to be browsing one of these dating thing. Like we went down a rabbit hole, right? Because we was talking about somebody, we were talking about one of our friends and stuff. And we went down a rabbit hole, right? And then we seen one of like the supervisors at our command. We seen one of their profile things, right? We was like, wait a second, what? But what? All right, so this it wasn't actually them, like not a picture that said, hey, this is me, right? It was things that gave them away, right? So the person, their face was covered like this, right? But they have distinctive teeth, right? So the teeth is like, it's out there, right? And we was like, wait, and then the mouth and then the features, the chin and stuff like that. We're like, wait, that looked like so and so. And then we like, wait a second, no, that can't be. And then they had like a hoodie, a distinctive hoodie, gray hoodie. We were looking like, wait a second. And then we started Facebook stalking and all that, going through the Facebook. It was like, oh, look at the hoodie. Oh, that's them. Yo, I could not believe it. And they was on there and they was being freaky deaky. I was like, yo. So and they was like a supervisor. So yeah, there's high ranking and they was on it up to no good, married and all that. I was like, damn. I don't know. Maybe the husband knew, but I don't know, but I I don't think so. Yeah, that jump was crazy, man. That was crazy. I always thought that was one of the craziest things. But yeah, uh, I had a sailor, man. He used to pull a lot of girls on not Snapchat, on Instagram, right? And he like we was on deployment. My man needed his Instagram. He needed Instagram, right? Let's see. Go officer, you get a higher class of women to choose from overseas. Is that true, Tony? I don't know. That's crazy right there. Hey, shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you guys. Back on hey, what's some stuff that hold on, let me see. Never mind. Let me get back to the comments. All right. So Adrian, you said do you know OS Bevels? OS Bevels? Who the hell? What you do you mean the name? Because the name kind of sound familiar. Let me know if you mean the name. All right. We all enlisted. All we enlisted got were the kinky chicks, which wasn't all that bad. They keep that quiet. Supposed to, man. Yeah, RDC. His last name was Bevel. Was he a chief? Uh, OSC or OS Bevel? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, man. So this the thing, Tony. So in the Navy, man, like it's a people business. I used to when I first joined, I thought that oh man, like we was like some of the I thought I thought about Navy people like how the movies would think about military people. So I thought that everybody was just this person that nobody could touch, and they was like majestic, and everybody was all fit and stuff. And I was just like, damn, man, like, oh my God, Navy, holy, I can't even understand this, And then when I joined, it was just like, oh, it's just regular people, but we just wearing uniforms. So honestly, his name is David. Nah, I don't think I know him, man. I don't think I know him. All right, let's see. Navy has changed a bunch. That's a fact. Navy has changed a bunch. But I tell you, yeah, I know. I don't know him. I don't know him. You said his name is David. Yeah, I don't know him. Bevel? Nah. OSC Bevel? Nah, I don't think I know him. Yeah, I agree. The Navy has changed a lot, man. Navy has changed a lot. So I don't know, man. I don't know. This is. I think one thing the Navy is doing right now. Navy is trying its hardest to get a lot of people in that don't really give a shit about military service. All right. Do you need to like be GI Joe or something like that? No, I don't think you do. I think we need to tear away like the enigma from the military, because it's I hate to say it's a job, or it's a career just like anything else. Only difference is we got strict laws that we follow. We have strict guidelines. We have dress codes and stuff like that. It's almost like being in a gang, honestly, but it's not. And most of the stuff we do is legal, So the Navy is bringing like almost anybody in, right? And like where I'm at right now in my command, we have like a whole barracks full of like just people that's like separating people that's restricted, right? And these guys are criminals. Criminals, you hear me? Criminals. Criminals. And I tell you, I just we can't do this. All right. It's one guy. He hardly wears his uniform. He don't even wear the damn thing on. Right. When I say jacked up, I mean jacked up. Brother don't even wear the damn uniform right. Right. Another guy, he drinks so much. Right. Underage drinking every day. Underage drinking every day. Last week he was supposed to get out the Navy. This dude, he knew he was supposed to get out the Navy, but he knows to circumvent the system and keep on getting paid, I'm gonna get in trouble again. So he got somebody to get him alcohol, and he got drunk and stuff like that. Security came, got him again, and then he's like, "All right, it's my last day in the Navy. After this, I'm not getting a paycheck anymore. So I'm crazy." So now he went and act crazy. Now he's in a mental institution. It's like, all right, why the fuck did we waste money on getting this guy out here in the first place? He's making life difficult for everybody now. So why the hell? So I think that we need to stop putting people in there that do that. You said, is that TPU? Nah, that's not TPU. My command is it's engineering school command. Yeah, so this engineering school command, it's rough, man. It's rough. Hold on, let me adjust my camera a little bit, so that way. All right, cool. Yeah, but I think that it's so ridiculous, man. Sure. So I don't know. You said where they separate people? What do you mean? You mean you? What do you mean where they separate people? Like where people get separated from naval service? Or I mean, I know it's a simple question, but sometimes I'm too simple of a guy. Honestly, I'm missing it. Let's see, Tony. You say in the early '70s we were all for what? You were 6'1", 180 pounds and built. You wasn't special. We were all like this. Yeah, like honestly, you know what? I'm 6'1" and 205 right now. Nothing crazy, nothing to write home about. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, fit. Yeah, yeah, we're all fit. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Tony. Honestly, we just normal people, man. We super normal people. But some people think that like with military service, it's like we become these, I don't know, kind of crazy people. I don't know, man. We just normal people. Oh, you said when I said criminals, yeah, yeah, yeah. Where they separate people? Nah. So they not necessarily criminals. I mean the people I'm talking about, they've got in trouble so much. When I say they got in trouble so much, these guys went to mass a whole bunch of times. They went to restriction a whole bunch of times. They've had extra duty, all this stuff. And finally they're getting kicked out the Navy. On their way to getting kicked out, they're just like, well, fuck the rules. I'm not doing anything. I'm not listening to nobody, and I'm gonna keep on getting in trouble along the way. But that's why I say criminals. Some of them, smoking joints in the barracks. Doing drugs, alcohol, stuff you're not even supposed to have. They have. Only thing they don't have because they know they probably get hurt in that situation is weapons and stuff like that. But honestly, I mean, I just hope that never happened. I hope, nobody ever say, all right, well, you know what? I'm going to take it a step up and I'm going to have weapons too. So let's see. You said it was hard to be accepted in the Navy in your time, Tony? Shoot. You said the Navy didn't take just anyone. Yeah. It's hard to be accepted in the Navy in my time. Yeah, honestly, I think we need to go back to that just a little bit, because we getting some real shitty people in there. All right. You said, where do people sleep when they get a dishonorable discharge? I don't know. The streets, maybe? I have no idea. Honestly, if you get a dishonorable discharge, and you get a dishonorable discharge, honestly, after that, who knows? I mean, you sleep at your family house, you get yourself a place to rent or something like that. I have no idea where you sleep. You said not in the barracks, right? Nah, if you get a dishonorable discharge and you on the way out, like they have a barracks separate for you to while you waiting on your separation processing. So I think I understand. Yeah, so if you got a dishonorable discharge and you awaiting separation processing, it doesn't really matter at all. You can still end up like just in a normal barracks room. Yeah, you said they sleep at home. I got a little confused, Tony, but I know what you're saying now. Let's see. You said they sent home. Yeah, right. You said they sent guys home in pink uniforms. Is that a fact, Tony? Serious? Yo, that's crazy right there. If you guys are joining us on the live stream, please make sure to like, comment, or subscribe to the page. Also, make sure that you put your comments up there. Let me know what you guys want to make or want to see videos about. Give me your Q&As. Put our stuff in there. Also, let's talk about what you should take care of before your deployment. All right. Put a comment in there. If there's something I missed, put it in there. All right. It's going to help somebody else. All right. So please help me in making sure that we grow this community and making sure that we give good advice so that we can have more time to focus on other stuff, man. This Navy stuff, it can be a little difficult, but if we have conversations like this, it become real easy. I'll tell you that straight up. All right. And then, hey, have you seen my last video yet? If you have not seen my last video, do me a favor. Watch my last video and let me know what you guys think about it. I'm talking about how you can make 3 raises in just 1 year in the Navy, right? And I'm telling you, with this video right here that I'm talking about, it can make your pay go from that 5.2% to anywhere from 20 to 23% when it comes to your pay. All right. So, and you can do this in 1 year. All right. So if you haven't seen it, watch my latest video. It is out now. And you know what? I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to put that video down there. I'm going to put it in the description somewhere. Let's see. Divorce your wife. Tell her to. Oh, what are you talking about? Divorce your wife. Tell her you'll pick her back up upon release. What do you mean, Tony? What do you mean by that? Hold up. Let's see. Here, I am going to do this right now. All right. You guys bear with me a moment. I'm going to put this. Damn, man. I need a moderator or something. I need a moderator because, or somebody to actually, teach me this damn YouTube stuff, man. Sound like an old man. All right, let's see. All right, watch my last video here. All right, boom. Damn, I forgot I got iOS device, so that don't work. All right, so boom, I'm saving that. All right, so you guys check out my last video. I put it in the description. If you guys haven't seen it, watch my video, leave me a comment, give me some feedback, let me know what you guys think. And also for my latest video I'm working on my latest video that I'm working on is going to be what is it called? It's a video about uh, damn, what is the video about, man? My latest video is a video with um, damn it, man. How can I say this? All right, my latest video is a video I'm making in response to Guitar Center sending me a guitar. You know, they saved my holiday, they saved my sanity. I'm telling you, it was a dark Christmas. It was becoming a dark holiday season. And Guitar Center said, Tone, you know what? I'm gonna send you something. What's your address, Tone? And Guitar Center sent me something for free. And that's what I'm making a video about, you know, and I'm talking about, you know, my struggle and mental health and all this stuff. And then I'm going to unbox what they sent me because I still haven't opened it up yet. I'm going to unbox it. I'm going to play it because, of course, it's a guitar. And then, you know, we're going to see what happens. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Lions can type. Yeah, I can't type, man. Yo, I swear, man. I swear, I can't type nothing, man. Shoot, you know. But yeah. Hey, shout out, Tone. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know, I'm trying, man. I know I need to improve some things on my channel. I know my last live stream, my last live stream, my last live stream. This how much somebody hated it. Right after I finished on the live stream, somebody unsubscribed from my page instantly. They was like, "Oh, this dude," right? And I was like, "Damn, man, what the hell?" You know. So, and I mean, I really appreciate like all my viewers and all my subscribers. So, when somebody unsubscribed to my page and stuff, you know, sometimes I feel like, "Damn, man, what happened? What did I do?" And you know, I just be trying to figure out like what's some people had. But I think when I was talking about like why did I join the Navy or something like that, somebody saw that was like, "Oh, fuck this dude," and I was just like, "Damn, dude, what happened?" You know, it was crazy. But Happy New Year to you too, Tone. What'd you do, man? What'd you do? What'd you do for the New Year, man? Like my New Year, I hung out, me and the dogs and stuff. But the highlight of my New Year was me getting that guitar from Guitar Center. They gave me it. I said, "What the hell?" And I'm telling you, I reached out to everybody on this. I reached out to so many people. But Guitar Center is the only one that said, "Hey, Tone, we got you, right? Pick your head up, dude." And they said, boom. You said you subscribe because you going in the Navy and plus you love wrestling. Just word, yo, come on, man. Yes. Hey, Ray, that's what I'm talking about. Let's talk this wrestling stuff, man. Let's talk this wrestling stuff, man. We gonna talk about how the Rock is about to be the head of the table or what, man? Come on. That's what I'm talking about. You see, my man Ray said he subscribed because he's going in the Navy and plus he loved wrestling. That's what it's about right there, man. Yeah, so let me see. You don't care about WWE. Oh, let's see. What'd you say, Tony? Drink buttermilk and ate crackers and cheese. All right, that wasn't a bad New Year's thing. All right, but back, Ray. Hold on. You say you don't care about WWE. So what? So what's your joint? Impact or is it AEW? Because I know, like, come on, what are we talking about? Let's talk about Tony. Let's talk about War, Red Sea, man. Oh, nah, I don't like talking about that stuff, man. I don't like talking about that stuff, Tony. Every time I put that stuff on my page, people be unsubscribing me and sending me messages and talking junk. They be like, "You don't know what the fuck you talking about," so I just don't be doing it. All right. You said AEW, New Japan Wrestling, and TNA. You see TNA is coming back. That's gonna be fire. AEW is fire, but it's something I'm not. Like, all right, so I'm gonna tell you AEW, Ray. My favorite person in AEW right now is Christian Cage. I love Christian Cage. Yo, he is so bad. Oh my god. He just be having that fucked up ass face, he's just such an asshole. I love this dude, man. I'm telling you, yo, if you don't watch AEW for Christian Cage, you are screwing up right now. I'll tell you that. Tony, yeah, you're right. It is military, but me, I stick to where I'm good at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't I don't do politics and stuff like that because I'm politically incorrect. So I just don't even bother, man. Let's see. I did not take leave. Will I lose the leave from A school? I did not take leave. Nah. So if you don't take leave in A school, so all right, if you didn't take leave in A school, will you lose that leave? No, it's no such thing. A school don't grant you leave. You have leave from your leave balance. So as long as you have leave in your leave balance, you can take leave. Of course, you got to request and all that stuff, but A school don't grant you leave or anything like that. Hope that answers your question. All right. Ray, Christian Cage, the father of the year, yo. I'm telling you, Christian Cage is the father of the year. That's my favorite bad guy in wrestling. Favorite bad guy. Let's see. All right. Adrian, you said you graduated early December. You didn't take leave since you went to settle in Virginia first. Yeah, so yeah, all right. So you graduated in December. You didn't take leave since you went to settle in Virginia. So, all right. So once you get to your next duty station, just talk to your chain of command. Talk to your chief. Let them know that situation, and then just ask, "Hey, can I take leave because I didn't take it during this time?" And then just tell them like, "Hey, I'm trying to take care of whatever. I'm trying to get some rest and relaxation." And then you should be able to take that leave. I mean, we in the people business. They understand it, but just say something that makes sense, man. You know what I mean? I hope that helped. Let's see. All right. Tony, let's see Tony's response. The first priority of any station, any nation state is war. I suppose that politics by other means. I guess. I don't know, man. Any first priority of any nation state is war. I guess, man, you gotta talk to the guys that go crazy over there, man. We about love and peace over here, man. I mean, we still in the business, the war business, but we'll cross that bridge when it happens. You know what I'm saying? For right now, we talking about all this other stuff, man. You know, let's see. After OCS boot camp, what happens next? All right. If I'm not mistaken, after you get out of OCS, then you go to let's see. It depends on what you become. Like, let's say you become a supply officer, right? You're gonna have to go to school for that. Or you become like an information systems officer or something. You're gonna have to go to school for whatever your milestone. What I said milestone, you're gonna have to go to school for whatever your path is. All right. So that's what happens after that, pretty much. I hope that answers your question. Shout out to all you guys. Where are you guys from? Let me know where you guys are from. If you guys are for the first time at this channel, make sure that you guys let me know where you're from. Say what's up. Also, put a comment down there. Let me know what you guys want to know about. Also, say what's up. Interact with each other. Like, comment, subscribe to the page. All that cool stuff, man. All right. Let's see. Oh, no doubt. You'll tell your first class. Yeah. Follow the chain of command. Yeah. Damn, my watch just broke on me. Oh, damn. What the hell? All right. Let's see. Damn. Damn, my whole watch just broke. Damn, man. Damn. Damn, I got the Figma bottle. Damn. All right. Anyway. All right. Damn, man. My watch broke. All right. Let's see. All right. Tony is in Chicago, man. All right. Huh. He said, why build shit if another guy come in and take your shit? Oh, you still talking about that, Tony? Huh. All right. Yeah, Chicago. I know Tony in Chicago. Ray in Los Angeles. All right, cool. And I know we got Adrian and what's the name? And what do you call that place? In Virginia, in VA. Best place in the Navy, man. Shout out to you. All right. Yeah, yeah. All right. So yeah, that's good stuff, guys. Hey, thank you guys, man, for showing your support and stuff, man. I figure I'm gonna make this live stream, and I'm instead of like going all crazy with titles and all that stuff. Damn, who just texted me, man? Going all crazy with titles and all this stuff. I'm gonna just do that simple. Hey, this is my live stream. This is what I'm doing, and then go from there. And then as we talk and stuff, I just answer questions. You said there goes the Rolex. I was a war sailor. The only reason to serve is in wartime. Yo, man, I don't know what just happened with my thing, man. Like I'm just talking, and it just fell off. Like, damn, tight, man. Like that's like my like all my watches are like just dying. I had I had I got an Invicta watch. I still got it in the damn shop because it's a self winding one, and that one messed up. I don't know what the hell happened to it. And then right after that, I had dropped one of my Belova watches, and I'm like, how the hell? And this thing, the glass is so damn thick. I broke that one. Now it don't work anymore. And then just messed up my Movado one. I gave another watch away, so I mean now I just don't got no watch anymore. Damn, my alarm is loud as hell. All right, let's see. Tracy. Oh shoot. Okay, let's see. All right, I got. Damn. All right, cool, cool. Hey guys. All right, so I'm about to start leaving pretty soon, guys. So make sure that you send me your last questions and stuff like that. All right, send me your last comments. Do me a favor, guys. Watch my video. Give me some feedback. Two questions. Let's see. Are you in great mistakes? Let's see. All right. Are you in great mistakes? If so, have you been to Hillary's Ribs? Yo, I live right down the street from Hillary's Ribs. Do you plan on staying a Chief or going to LDL or see Chief Warrant Officer? So, all right, check it out. All right, yes, I do live right down the street from Hillary's. Right down the street. I swear, I live in Waukegan. All right, so I mean, I drive down the street, make a left, and Hillary's is somewhere over there. All right, and then do I plan on staying a chief or becoming a chief warrant officer or LDO? I don't know. It depends. It depends. I don't know. That's a great question. All right. I haven't been to Hillary's yet. I haven't been to Hillary's, but let me know how it is because I've been thinking about it. Because one of my friends, Oscar, he told me Hillary's is fire. I need a second opinion, man. And then, am I gonna stay a chief? I think I'll stay a chief. We'll see. Like, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go for senior chief. I'm up for senior chief in a couple months. Let's see if I make senior chief, and then from there, we'll see. Do I want to be an LDO? I don't want to be an officer that bad. I'll be honest. A chief warrant officer, maybe, but then I don't really want to work in the wardroom. In my opinion, honestly, I think that the wardroom, that's not really a cloth that I'm with. Honestly, maybe things have changed, but me, I like being on a deck place. When I say I like being on a deck place, I like being around the sailors and stuff because I like talking to people and stuff like that. And I think that when you're officer, you got to be in the high rises. You got to be, too stuck up and stuff like that. And I'm just not, cut from that cloth, honestly, man. So I don't want to. All right, hey, take it easy, Ray. Shout out to you, man. Let's see. So let's see. A buck knife, ribs. Yo, you been there too? You been there too, Tony? You worked in Waukegan Lake County Press. Huh, okay. Route 41 in Knoll Street. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Oh, you all right, I know where Zion is. I know where that is. I know where that is. I know where that is. All right, shout out to you. Hey, gas hula though. Does that answer your question, man? And then if you've been to Hillary's, what's the thing that I should get? Let me know that because I think I'm gonna end up going to Hillary's What time is it right now? Well, probably not tonight. It's getting late. It's almost my bedtime. My dog's like, damn, dude. So, but I'll probably go tomorrow. So let me know if Hillary is worth it. Because my guy Oscar, he been telling me about it, and I'm always saying I'm gonna go to Hillary's, and I never go. Tony, you said you was a print and pressman. You was a YN on the RTC side from 91 to 94. Okay. All right. Shout out to you, my fellow YN. All right. And then you said get the rib tips. The rib tips? Like, what is it? Is there any kind of special sauce or anything I should get? Hey, thank you for your service, by the way, man. So my guy Oscar, he did say the ribs too. He did say the ribs, but I'm like, all right, is it like does it come with the sauce or what is it, man? You say you print all the paper documents in the YN office. Nah, man, that's special type right there, man. That's special type, Tony. You don't know about that. You said it comes with the sauce. Damn, that sounds real good. Damn, man. What? You know what? Let me check something real quick. I got to see what time they close because honestly, damn, man, my mouth is kind of watering right now. You said very unique to Chicago, huh? Let me see what time Hillary's closed. Cause damn, man, I got a little extra money. Oh, let me see. I still got my entertainment money that I ain't even spent all yet. So, damn, what's the name of this place? Hillary's. I'll tell you, they literally like right up the street. How the hell? Yeah, I'm dumb as hell. How the hell you spell Hillary's? All right. Oh, and I know, yo, and a lot of people been saying like Hillary's is good too, man. This guy at work, he keep on mentioning them, but I just never been in it, and I drive past them all the time. Damn, I can't find it here. What the hell? I gotta see what time they close. If they, let me see, Hillary's. Let's see. I know how to spell Hillary's. Why can't I find the damn place? All right. All right. I can't find the place. So I don't know if they close or not. Let's see. Tony said the aircraft carriers have a print division. They print navigation maps and such. Really? Well, it was. That's right. The lithographer. Huh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Damn, you gave me Navy history just now, man. Shout out to you. I didn't know that. Good stuff, Tony. I can't find. Hey, Gas. I can't find this Hillary's place, man. I can't find it on Google Maps at least. Am I spelling this shit wrong? Why can't I find it? Because now it's just driving me crazy. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I think I'm spelling it wrong. Oh, there we go. Hillary's. Oh, they closed right now. No, this is not right because this one is 12 miles away. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Tony said he was a print and pressman by trade. And now you're retired now, man. So you should be. You said the rate may exist today. And yeah, that rate don't exist anymore, Tony. It don't exist. All right, so hey, check this out, guys. Some of the stuff that I put out today, we talked about a lot of good stuff. All right, we talked about all right. So starting from what should you take care of from boot camp? Before I go, I want to recap a little bit of stuff. And I said that you should gather all your important papers and documents and stuff like that. All right, make sure that you have all those. All right, I said you should take care of your plans of your personal effects, your housing, your furniture, all that good stuff. You should take care of or identify a family member or friend or somebody that will be able to care for your children and stuff like that in the case that you'll be away for an extended period of time. I start settle on that right now because as soon as you get in the real Navy, you're going to be in a situation where you need a family care plan. I talked about what else? What else did we talk about? We talked about making sure that you do a power of attorney or some sort before you leave. We also talked about what else? Making sure that you, before you leave for boot camp, studying the basic military knowledge, basic Navy history, basic Navy ranks, all that stuff that's gonna make you elevate to at least E2 or E3 by the time you get out of boot camp. That way you on the very fast and easy and simple road, because honestly, at the end of the day, we want to do all of this stuff. We want to progress in the Navy as quick as possible. That way we can focus on family more. We can focus on shit that we want to do more and not have to worry about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm eliminating the guesswork for you guys from doing these videos and stuff. So make sure that you subscribe to my page. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. Ask a question. Interact with the community. Let's build it up this year in 2024. All right. So that's what I talked on that. Now, when I talked about what should you take care of before going on deployment, I talked about making sure you have a power of attorney. All right. I talked about what else did I talk about? Damn, I got interrupted all through this one now that I'm thinking about it. All right, so I talked about making sure that you have some kind of power of attorney, making sure that shit, damn, Tony, man, you really didn't talk about this one a lot, man. Shoot, you messed up my groove. Nah, I think on this one, what you should take care of before deployment, I started answering the questions in the comment section and stuff like that. So I guess I should start talking about this. What you take care of before your deployment. All right, if you live in an apartment or something like that, before you go on deployment, go to your admin office, right? Because now, before deployment, you in the Navy now, right? Go to your admin office if you're paying rent or something like that, and reach out to them and see if you can get your rent stopped or something like that, right? Say for instance, right, if it's just you, then get a mission impact statement or operational commitment letter or something like that and see if you can move out. If you want to keep your apartment or whatever, you can put your shit in storage or whatever. Or if you want to keep your apartment, keep in mind you're gonna have an apartment, but you're gonna be paying for rent for like maybe 9 months without anybody being there. If you got a partner or something, then it's cool. For me, this is what I would do. I would maybe, yeah, I would, because I'm trying to save money, right? If you have an apartment before you go on deployment, get you an operational commitment letter, right? Put your stuff in storage, and then you go on deployment. You living on a ship for about 6 to 9 months. You saving that money. If you live in an apartment or something, let's say typically your rent is going to be 1,000 plus, right? Something like that. You saving that money. You can put that money towards investment. You can put that money towards, getting a better apartment or something, car, whatever. And if you're on deployment, you're gonna be saving bread anyway. You're gonna be saving a whole bunch of money. So that would be the smart thing to do. Or you could say, "Oh no, I really want to keep my apartment," but keep in mind you're gonna be paying for that apartment. Because if you tell them you're going on deployment, they don't give a damn about that. They're gonna say, okay, well, I'll see you when you get back. Because you gotta think about it. You got an owner, and that owner, they got an investment. They don't give a shit about you being in the military and not being in the apartment physically. All right. So I would take care of that before I go on deployment. I would get a power of attorney before I go on deployment. What else I would do? I would also make sure that I got a very safe and very secure place to put my vehicle on deployment. And with that, I would make sure that I have somebody to make sure I get the regular maintenance of my car. Start the car up every once in a while. Make sure that it's safe from theft and stuff like that. I would identify a friend or family member if I could and see if you can leave it with them or leave it in their garage or something like that. Because I'll tell you right now, if you, let's say you leave your car out in the street in a 9 month or 6 to 9 month period, if somebody sees a car all the time, don't matter where you are, they like, damn, this person, nobody is touching this car. After a while, somebody they gonna try to inspect the damn vehicle. So you gotta think about that. So I would just identify a friend or family member, or a garage or something where I can leave my car long term. Definitely would do that. Right, have them start it up and all that. Make sure your oil change is straight. Make sure everything is good. That way, soon as you get back from deployment, you could just, you could have them come bring the car or whatever, and you could just ride off in the sunset after deployment, go get some rib tips or whatever with no issues. So, nah, Tony, it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. We was having fun. So, that's what I do. That's why I'm making these live streams, so I can answer questions, answer comments, interact with my people. So I got the topic. It's in the main background, but we're gonna interact with each other. We're gonna build the community because that's what it's about, man. So it's all good. Tony, what's something that you would do before? What would you take care of before deployment? Help me out with this one. Another thing you should take care of before your deployment is, let's see. All right, so we talked on the power of attorney. We talked about making sure you got a good trusted place for your what do you call it, like your vehicles and stuff like that. Another thing, making sure that you get mission impact statement or operational commitment letter, and checking out of your apartment if you're single and stuff like that. If you have a house, man, let me add to that housing or apartment situation. If you have a house, make sure I would try to set up an Airbnb or get somebody to rent it out. Get somebody to rent it out for a couple months. You got a friend, you can get a friend to live there, maybe pay you rent a little bit because that's your investment. And if you're not there, if you're the only person in that house or whatever, you're gonna be losing money. But if you got a family, that's a whole different story. All right. So what else? Let's see. Another thing I would do. I would set up right before you leave. I would go to like Navy Federal or some kind of bank or whatever and set up your certificate. Like set up all your banking information, all your investments information, auto investments, all that stuff. I would set all of that up. The reason why you want to do that before you go on deployment is because of this. When you do that, you're going to need internet connectivity. You think you're gonna have internet connectivity all the time, unless you're a yeoman like me or a PS or something, you're not gonna have that. Right. So if you just a common person, all right, I hate to say that, but then you want to make sure that you set up Robinhood, Stash, Ameritrade, all that stuff, like before you go on deployment, like your automatic stops and losses and all that stuff, your automatic investing, all that stuff. Because once you get on deployment and you see all the money that you're making, the first thing you're gonna think about, and I'm telling you, you're gonna say, damn, I could be making thousands right now. I could be investing all this money, moving the money this way, moving it that way. And you're gonna be wanting to go to all these websites. You're not going to be able to do that, right? Because there's something, right? It's I think it's called like a whitelist or something like that. And if the website is not on that ship, people won't be able to access it, and then they're going to be screwed. We had deployment in 2020, right? And at this time, the global pandemic is going crazy, and people worried about their investments. They're like, "Oh my God, like the world is ending. My investments, I'm losing money every day." Right? It was a lot of people who were losing money, who were worried about money, who were worried about getting in their accounts, who couldn't access their banking information. And some people did lose money. Some people, of course, they earn money. And then some people were smart and came to me like, hey, can I use your computer, man? And, man, I'm trying to get into my investments and see X, Y, and Z. But if they would have just took care of all of that stuff before they went on deployment, they wouldn't have to worry about a lot of stuff. Because here's the thing: once you if you never done it, right, and you at sea, you got no internet and stuff, you're gonna try to get on. Let's see you in Egypt, or you somewhere in the Middle East or whatnot, and you trying to access your banking information. Through the servers and stuff, it looked foreign. So now your bank is like, wait a second. All right, somebody trying to hack into his account. And so when you finally get through to them, you're like, hey, I'm just trying to get in. They're like, oh, well, we need two-factor identification and then some. And then you're going to be like, well, I mean, I usually get in my bank with no problem. And they're like, well, it was suspicious activity. So I'm sorry. And now you screwed. or now you have to wait until you get back, or now you have to, do all these extra steps. I'm telling you, some people that was on deployment, it took some people weeks just to log into their account. So take care of this stuff now, so that way when you get at sea or on deployment, you won't have to worry about it. I'm telling you, make sure that you have all your online banking and online investment accounts up to date, all your security stuff up to date before you go on deployment. It's going to save you in the long run. I promise you. Right? Another thing that I would do before I go to deployment is develop you a workout plan and set a goal. Because on deployment, people say you don't have a lot of time, but that's not true. You got a lot of time. And a lot of people, they start getting in this mindset to where they want that beach body or that come back home to my partner body. And if you don't have a good goal, I'm telling you, you're going to fail at all the time. Right? So and I'm telling you, once you get on deployment and stuff, once you get off, most people are in the best shape of their life. So after a while, it's like, what do I do? All right, let me work out. All right, so make sure that you got a good workout plan. Like for all you wrestling fans out there, man, you could mess around and look like LA Knight or, let's see, like Roman Reigns or something like that, so, or like The Rock, you know what I'm saying? So just make sure that you got a good workout plan before your deployment. Because, you're going to come back, your partner going to be like, well, God damn, so what else is another helpful one? Let's see, based on my experience and stuff like that. Oh, shoot, you know what? This one is a big one. Take care of this before you get on deployment because you're not going to be able to, right? Start thinking about plans on where you and your partner, you and your spouse, you and your fiance, girlfriend, whoever, think about all the places y'all gonna go as soon as you leave or as soon as you get off deployment and stuff like that. All right, I'm telling you, and the reason for that, once you get off of deployment, you're gonna be like this. You're gonna be like this majestic figure to your partner, right? So you need to capitalize on that and already have set up some of the best damn things to do. So that way, once you get off from deployment and stuff like that, yeah, a simple date night is gonna be like, damn, this dude is Casanova. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, because all that distance and stuff like that, once you guys get together, shit, you can say, hey baby, you look good. And that's gonna be like you just said, like you were speaking like Seal or something like that, so man, hold on, Charlie and Bun. I'm almost done. All right. So, what's another thing I would take care of before deployment? Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. I got another comment. You say you want to look like Rakesh. Yo, you wild, man. You say you want to look like Rakesh. I'm dead. You say you 6'2", 180, already training before you head to boot camp. All right. So Ray, what you doing? Hold up. So y'all see what Ray said? So check this out. Ray, he said that he's 6'2", he weigh 180, he training before he had the boot camp. What are you doing, Ray? What are you doing to work out? I'm telling you, I made a video about the PRT. If you want to really get in shape, just keep it simple, bro. I'm telling you, keep it simple. Run, do push-ups, do planks. That's it. I'm telling you. You train with your wife at the YMCA? Yeah, I remember the YMCA, man. I trained there one time. I almost killed myself. I never did it again. So that's what's up, though. You gotta, and you doing it with your wife, right? That's good. That's good. That's good. So what kind of workouts and stuff you doing? You lifting weights, you dieting and all that stuff too? Let's see. Hold on. Damn, you were saying a whole bunch of stuff. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Tony, hold up, man. I was missing a lot of your stuff. All right, Tony, hold up. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. All right, Tony, man, I'm missing a lot of your things. Hold up. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna go down the list, Tony. All right, hold up. So Tony, he said it takes about 10 years to get good at what, Navy service? Is that what you're talking about? Think so. Oh yeah. All right. Let's see. Captain John Evans, War Hero, Medal of Honor, World War II. I have to check that up. I don't know who Captain John Evans is. Oh, that's all good. All right. All right, Tony, we making you want to join back up, man? Hey, stay home, man. Stay home, man. You already did your time, man. You can't do it again. You joined at 17. You see what I'm talking about? 180-day delay program. You got no. What was he talking about? All right, shave your head, bald, wear junk clothes, no phones, and stay quiet and look afraid. They'll leave you alone mostly. You talking about boot camp, Tony? Yeah, that's a fact. Learn a trade, make 400K in 4 years after apprenticeship. All right. Trades open, booms like me, get retired, go CB, learn shit you can, because when you get out, you got a gunner. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The rower is pretty good, ain't it? I like the row machine right there, man. All right, Tony, he said he got sent to his division. He sent him for taking on stores events, but keep him in good shape. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Once you get to ship, y'all do stores, man. That's a good workout, man. But you know what? It's a good team thing too, man. Like when you taking stores on the ship, let's say you getting supplies from a supply ship or whatnot. Everybody getting stores. It's like a whole workout party. You know, like the whole ship they all bringing the supplies on the ship. You got music. You got like assembly line of people, and everybody like we got some of the best music we be playing, some of the best conversation, and we would just be vibing. It's like a real vibe. The working parties, man, it's a real vibe. I'm telling you that. You know, especially when you've been at sea for a while, and you guys are starting to run out of food. That's just like when you go grocery shopping. That's what I always think that a working party is like when you getting supplies from a ship. It's like grocery shopping. So imagine a whole entire ship grocery shopping. We all getting groceries. Now we all got to come like a big family and put the shit away. That's what it feels like when you doing the working parties, man. Yeah, that's good. All right. You say you swap decks good. CBs. I don't know. I don't know no CBs, man. Oh no, I do. I have a seller. He was a CB. He's the equipment operator, EO1. So yeah, you're right. All right. Every division sends a few men. Big guys get picked. Yeah, yo, it's a good time, man. Choose the big guys or the troublemakers. Yo, it's a good time. It's a good time. All right. So hey, I think that I'm about to get to the good stopping point. Before I go, if you guys haven't already seen, make sure that you guys watch this on a replay. If you guys have not seen, watch my latest video. It's out. Watch it and watch it now. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for your support. Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe to the page if you haven't already, especially on the replay. It helped the channel grow and grow it well. Stay tuned for my next video. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm probably going to be playing a guitar in that video. I'm going to be doing some other stuff. It'll be a good video. I think so. And then make sure that you put comments in there. Shout out to Tony, my MVP, Tony Hardy. Thank you, man. Thank you for supporting my community. I really appreciate you and all the other followers here. We talked about stuff you should take care of deployment. We talked about making sure that you check out your apartment and stuff if you're single. We talked about a power of attorney. We talked about power of attorney. We talking about making sure you got a place to store your vehicle, all that good stuff. We talked about, what you should take care of before boot camp. Talked about having a power of attorney, making sure you got somebody identified in the case you need a family care plan. We talked about making sure that you got all your personal effects, a plan for your personal effects. We talked about making sure that you what do you call it, have all your important documents and shit in one nice safe lockbox, and we talked about a whole bunch more. All right, I don't have a whole bunch more. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. I'll see you guys next week. No further entries. This page, Tony Tone, is out. Salute to you guys. I thank you. I'm in the stream now. Thank you again, guys.